Okay, so going from most important to least important, in my daily activities, I have 3D printing, and then Legos and Find Homies for the Versus Nick 2, and then Dungeons and Dragons, which really isn't as important as the rest of them, although it's very important to me, so I have a D&D task I have to do at some point. Right now, we're looking at 3D printing. I've got 3 3D printers, all of them don't want to work, and luckily, as I did my finances today, I found out that I actually have an extra $104.63. As I am paying $880 on this credit card, and because of how much it's accumulated, I actually do make percentage cash back. That cash back showed up in my account, and I'm like, where did I have an extra $104? Because I forgot I had it set up to do that automatically. So we have $104.63 that we were able to go ahead and put toward 3D printing. I would have rather put them towards Lego, but because Lego pushed the Lego stuff that I want, that money gets to go to 3D printers instead of Legos. Lego, making me have to be responsible. We have $104 to basically get new parts to fix up some of the printers. So right now, we have to figure out what those parts are. Basically, from what I've learned is that the printers have certain parts that wear out over time. So I have to figure out which part exactly is worn out. Do I get all of them? Because of the commission of what we're doing, the commission is so big, we're gonna try to focus on getting the bigger printer working first. I have a smaller printer that also is in kind of working condition, but it's got all the parts that it needs to be able to figure out what it needs to do to get fixed. So once we get the bigger one going, we'll focus on that smaller printer, which I use that printer to build smaller pieces, and then I have another printer that is completely jacked up that my buddy gave me from the behind the scenes video over here in the description. The goal is to fix that up, because eventually I want one of these to be running stuff for D&D, because there's a D&D project I want to do at some point, but I'm not going to really focus on that right now. The main goal is just to get all 3D printers up and running again. Let's figure that out, shall we? This is the CR10 Mini. What's really cool about the CR10 Mini is that it is larger than what I originally got. I actually meant to get just a regular CR10. I didn't actually see the word mini. I have that problem sometimes. The basic issue that we ran into is it didn't go up. For whatever reason, it didn't go up, and all the filament accumulated into this little ball of garbage. It was supposed to print out a Mandalorian armor piece. So what we need to do is take the build plate off, put tape back on it, because the tape got ripped. It's all ripped off. It didn't really work. We're going to throw another print on this and kind of watch it a little bit and see what is the problem. So I tried to clean up as best as I could the nozzle up here. So we need to take the nozzle, hook it back up to this, hook it back up to the fan, and pray to God that I can fix this. Part of me is wondering if I should get a hold of the YouTuber that I have subscribed to see what his recommendation is for that. One of the things that I'm realizing is that this piece of glass, because this is what the print builds on top of, I have tape so that way the print can stick to it a little bit better, and if I need to, I can put like glue on there, like the purple Elmer glue stick, to help kind of solidify that first layer to print. But all this residue is not making it even, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to wash this with soap and water before we continue. While the glass pane is drying, now we got to get the heating unit back onto the main header right here, which is going to take not a lot of finesse, but I'm going to take a screwdriver and a screw it. So now the next part really is to test if reset itself, go back to like home essentially. What a 3D printer has is a basically we got switches here, here, and over back here, where it tells it that's as far as you can go. And that it uses that data as a way to figure out where the nozzle itself is positioned. So basically what we're going to do is it's going to hit all the switches and find its way back home. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get blue tape back on the glass now that it's completely dry. Well, looking at my roll right here, I think I may be out of blue tape, which is not good for me. And I think I'm going to use Benchy. It looks like I'm going to need to go find some more blue tape. Okay, so I just went into the garage to go check to see if I had any blue tape, and I am out of blue tape, so I'm going to have to go buy some more. Right now, in order to fix these printers, I have a budget of $104, essentially, so we need to go spend some of it to go get some blue tape.
Alright, head into my car, look at my feet on the sidewalk. Guys.
Hot in here.
These are so pretty.
All these desk lamps, you probably use these for Mando and Chief, so nice and posable. Oh, tape that I use, or I just really use Scotch. Well, that's because it's thinner. I think it's this brand, but I could be wrong. God, I want one of those tape balls. So this is where we're having our problem. So in order to, before I can continue anything, I have to preheat the nozzle, right? So that way I can level the bed. I stick the sticky note in between the nozzle and the bed itself, and then I have knobs underneath right here. You can kind of see it right here a little bit. If I put my hand behind it, you can kind of see it. In order to do that, but I'm then hit with this. Min temp, printer halted, please reset. What I've basically gotten done right now is before I start my hour of work, I went and watched a video on the thermistor and heater cartridge on the Creality printers. Basically, there's two things that I'm seeing that could be the problem that need to be replaced. You get the heater cartridge, which is it's this little cylinder that's inside the heating block of the printer. So that is what basically controls the heat, and that is wound by a very tight screw, so that way it doesn't move, because if it falls out it can start fire, blah, you know, blah blah blah, you know, fire safety, you need to take it very seriously. That could be one of the issues. The other issue is it could also be the thermistor, which is this glass bead that is not held there very tight, and it could very well be it reads the temperature of the heat cartridge. So the computer tells the heat cartridge you need to be X amount of temperature, and then the glass bead just verifies that that's what the temperature is. So basically, glass bead says, all right, we're at room temperature. Computer sends current to heat cartridge to heat it up. Computer goes, okay, we've set over X amount of voltage to get it to this temperature. What is the temperature? And it goes room temperature, and then the computer goes, that doesn't match, shutting off. Notify the LCD panel to notify the user that this is the problem. That very well could be the issue. So basically we're going to go over and take a look at the printer, basically take off the fan again and see if there's anything loose or disconnected from that. Oh, sir. That part I never understand. If you know why my thing likes to suddenly drop for no apparent reason, please let me know down in the comments below. It's like disable steppers, which not like they're enabled anyway. So straight up, what it very well could be, now that I'm looking at it, there's a loose wire that is supposed to go right here, around that screw, and I think I just need to rewire it. Hopefully that means we're back in business, and if we're back in business, that means I can get this 3D printing stuff done. You're probably wondering, well, how does this go into filmmaking? What can you do for filmmaking? And there's a lot of things that you can use 3D printers for filmmaking. You can 3D print props, you can 3D print costumes, equipment, all that stuff. We're not really going to use it for filmmaking at the moment. Or we probably will, depends on what we can do. We've thought about things that we can do with this software. Oh, that's a problem. We might just have to get a whole new heating unit again. The filament has accumulated inside the screw. I can't get my screwdriver into the screw hole because the filament is plugged up. The computer won't heat up because of what I think is this disconnected wire for me to heat up this block so that way I can then take my screwdriver and move the plastic and unscrew just a tiny little bit of it. Or, you know, even just to be able to unscrew it and try to scrape out what plastic I can so I can, after it cools down, unscrew it and rewire the wire. But the reason for this is my fault. There's this plastic, and I just learned today that it's an insulator as I was researching this whole unit right here. I thought it was just a little protector for the heat block, not thinking anything of it, and because it would get in the way, or sometimes my print would snag on it, so maybe I need to look more into how to put that on there and not get it snagged, but I took it off, and because of that, all of this is now unprotected. Even though I think this area is exposed anyway, it still would have been harder for the plastic to get up there. So I think what we're gonna have to just do is get a new heating unit part, literally because I can't get to the screw. So, Amazon it is. So, where are we at? So basically what we need to do is we need to go get a new part. And I bought it before, so I just gotta go back into my Amazon list and just go get new part. While I'm there, I'll also get more of those little insulator thingies. So update, the parts came in. We got the parts right here in these little itty bags. So we'll install that in the printer throughout the next week, so that way we can continue. I do have other work that needs to be attended. Right now the goal is, because we're trying to get jumped back into filmmaking and give filmmaking another shot, our goal is to get the behind the scenes channel and upload once a week, I think is what we decided. So every Sunday, you were going to get a BTS channel. We're trying to get a BTS video out every week, so look forward to more of that. So if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, go ahead and hit like and subscribe, and hit that bell notification to get notified when we upload. Please share this video. If you have anybody who's interested in this process and how things are made, and you want to support small content creators, because that's what we are, hopefully one day we'll make it big. You guys can share it and all of that good stuff. That would be super dope, and we would be really appreciative if you did that. Anyway, look forward to next week's video. Just looking at the footage that I have, I think will actually be about my desk and getting this thing updated / repaired. So if you're interested in that kind of crap, like and subscribe.